morning, students. Today we are going to see circulatory system. In human physiology, number of systems we are going to see. Our body is made up of muscular system, skeletal system, digestive system, nervous system, circulatory system, endocrine system, like that, excretory system. All these systems are there in our body, and we are going to see circulatory system. Okay, circulatory system, usually in lower class we are studying circulatory system consists of blood, heart, blood vessels. Okay, and now we are going to see much more elaborate way about the circulatory system, anatomy as well as physiology of circulatory system. Okay, now this circulatory system circulates. What does it circulate? It circulates blood, tissue fluid, lymph. It circulates the fluids in our body. It circulates fluids in our body. What are those fluids? Blood, tissue fluid, lymph. Okay. These are the tissue which are seen in liquid stage. And why it has to be, these tissues should be circulated to digested food, to distribute the digested food and protect our body from the pathogens, to distribute hormones for excretion. For all these process, these tissues should be circulated. Okay. Now we are going to see one by one. Blood. The characteristic features of blood. It is red in color and the pH slightly acidic, salty taste, liquid stage. Okay. Then the compositions. What are the components of blood? The blood consists of liquid component and cellular component. The liquid component of blood is plasma. Plasma is in liquid state because 90 to 92% of water present in plasma contains 90 to 92% water. Then it contains protein. The proteins are special proteins: albumin, globulin, fibrinogen. Serum albumin, serum globulin, serum fibrinogen. These are the proteins present in plasma. Then plasma also contains inorganic salts. Main inorganic salts are sodium chloride, sodium bicarbonate. Then other trace elements are seen: hormones, amino acids. All these are seen in plasma. In plasma, we can see the cellular components of the blood. What are the cellular components of the blood? RBC, WBC, platelets. All these cells, cellular components, blood class we have studied. RBC, erythrocytes, red in color. WBC, leukocytes, colorless. Platelets, thrombocytes. So these technical terms you must know. So no more telling RBC, WBC, platelets, erythrocytes, leukocytes, thrombocytes. Okay. Now one by one we are going to see this. RBC, 1 cubic millimeter of blood contains 5 million RBC, and RBC is disc shaped, sizes very small, microscopic, and life of RBC 120 days. Death and function, where its originate, it is produced in the bone marrow. RBCs are produced in bone marrow. 120 days lifespan I said. So after 120 days, what will happen to them? They will be taken to the spleen and they got destroyed there. So spleen is one of the immune organ of the immune system. So spleen is said as graveyard of RBC. Okay, graveyard of RBC. So this RBC RBC is disc shaped. where it is produced, where it is destroyed. What is the lifespan we are seeing? The shape, if you take, it is this shape. It has no nucleus. Okay, mature RBCs, human RBCs will not contain any nucleus. And why? If the nucleus is absent, because of the absence of nucleus, the space here is like this. So the surface area will be moved. Okay, why the surface area should be moved? The surface of the RBC contains a pigment called hemoglobin. This hemoglobin gives the color, red color. Okay, it contains iron pigments. So this hemoglobin, the main function of hemoglobin is to carry oxygen. Okay, it carries oxygen from the lungs, it distributes oxygen to the different tissues. All the tissues need oxygen for respiration, for oxidizing the food and releasing energy. So these RBCs not have nucleus to provide more surface area for the hemoglobin to absorb more oxygen. Then the RBCs will not have mitochondria also. Mitochondria is powerhouse of the cell because it stores the ATP, energy molecules. Suppose if the RBC contains mitochondria, then it will consume that energy for doing its work. Okay. So it will lose that energy will be consumed from mitochondria. So in order to avoid that, to provide full energy to all for consumption of the energy, it will utilize oxygen that it already has. So in order to avoid that one, it is not having mitochondria. The endoplasmic reticulum also absent. All these mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum are cell organisms. So these are absent in RBC because this absence of this RBC makes the RBCs flexible to come out through the blood vessels. One function we are going to see diapetesis, that is the RBCs will come out through the WBCs will come out through the capillaries, and RBCs also will come out through the blood vessels. Okay, so that capacity is done with the help of this absence of endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum make it flexible. Okay, so all these are the extra informations about RBC you got. Okay, and next comes the WBC. WBC shape, amoeboid shape. Then the size larger than RBC. It has nucleus. Then they are produced in bone marrow. The main function of the WBC is to protect our body by producing antibodies. Okay, either producing antibodies or engulf the bacteria and digest it. So they are called as polyspores. RBCs are called as respiratory cells and WBC polyspores. Then comes the platelets. Platelets are oval in shape, and WBC nearly 9,000 on cubic millimeter, 4 to 8 or 9,000, but platelets 2 million, RBC 5 million in cubic millimeter of the blood. So these platelets are important for blood clotting. It is important for blood clotting. Okay. So we have seen on RBC, WBC, platelets, where they originate, and these are platelets. They originated in special cells in the tissues. Okay, bone marrow tissues, special cells are there, and those megakaryotes, those cells, special cells, produce this platelets. Okay. Now we are going to see the functions, the main functions. In general, we have seen respiratory cells and polyspores, clotting. Okay, how the blood clots. So far we have seen the platelets are important for clotting. How the blood clots we are going to see, and what are the functions other than this. The cellular components. What are the other functions they perform? We are going to see. Okay. are going to see the additional functions. Before we start this one, we will see the types of WBC. WBC got different types. On the basis of the presence of granules in the cytoplasm, the WBCs are classified into two categories, granulocytes and agranulocytes. Neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, all these will come under granulocytes. Lymphocytes and monocytes, these will come under agranulocytes. And these neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, lymphocytes and monocytes, they protect the body by producing the antibodies, by engulfing the pathogens, by increasing the temperature. So all these are the different functions that they perform. In tabular column it will be given the functions, types of WBC. So here we are going to see two peculiar functions of WBC. One is diapedesis, the other one is phagocytosis. Diapedesis, WBCs are amoeboid in shape. They, with the help of the pseudopodia, they will come out, squeeze out through the blood vessels, blood capillaries. And this process is called diapedesis. When they come out, or even in the blood tissue, if they find any pathogens, they extend their pseudopodia and engulf the pathogen and digest it. Okay, that process is called phagocytosis. So, what is diapedesis? What is phagocytosis? You will be getting the question, repeated question. Okay. Then next, platelets. Now we have seen the functions of the WBCs. Blood clotting is done by the platelets. How the blood clots? Platelets are important for blood clotting. If we cut our finger, blood will come out and after some time it will stop. And how it stops? It forms a clot over there. Okay, suppose if the clot is not being formed there, all the blood from our body will come out through the cut part, cut end. Okay, because it is flowing with the force. 5 liters of blood in our body is circulating inside the blood vessels. Okay, so they exert the pressure on the blood vessels. So with pressure only they will be flowing. So when they cut, it will come out. Only this clot can stop further bleeding. Okay, so it is very, very important. So for this, how the blood has been clotting. First, injured tissue. If you cut the cut portion or injured, any injury if you get, the injured tissue, the platelets will get destroyed. These, when they are destruction, they produce a substance called thromboplastin. This thromboplastin converts prothrombin into thrombin. Okay, prothrombin is already there in the blood. Okay, prothrombin into thrombin. This thrombin, with the help of the calcium ions, convert fibrinogen, serum fibrinogen, you have seen in the plasma. Okay, that fibrinogen, it converts the soluble fibrinogen into insoluble fibrin fibers. So fibrins are fibrous structure. In this fibrous structure forms a network in that all the other blood corpuscles got caught, so they form the clot. Okay, this is how the blood is being clot. The next comes blood group. We already know we know our own blood group, and mainly we have 4 blood group A, B, AB and O. How they classify these blood groups? On the basis of the antigen which is produced on the surface of the RBC. The antigen is produced on the surface of the RBC, and that antigen is classified into antigen A, antigen B. 2 antigens in human blood, 2 antigens, antigen A and antigen B. Blood group A, which all the RBCs will be having antigen A. And this antigen will produce, if they get any pathogens, this antigen will produce antibodies. Okay, so antigen A will produce antibody B. Blood group B will contain antigen B, it will produce antibody A. Blood group AB will be having both antigen A and B, both antigens it will have, but it will not produce any antibodies. Then blood group O will not be having any antigen, but it is capable of producing anti-A and anti-B. Antibody is A and antibody B. Okay, so on this basis only we can classify the blood group. Okay, this blood group, if we want to go for the blood transfusion, we will come back to this blood group. What type of blood we can give, which type of blood, which group blood we can receive, we are going to see in blood transfusion. Okay, this one is a blood group. Okay, the next comes Rh factor. You will be asking, there is a blood group A, B, AB, O. Now along with that, A positive and a B negative. Like this, we are getting blood group. Means what is that? That probably Rh factor. Rh factor is a factor which is present. If the Rh factor is present in the blood, it is positive. If it is absent, it is negative. Okay. So Rh factor is first found in rhesus monkey. So with that name only it starts Rh. Okay. This Rh factor only decides if it is present, the blood group is positive. If it is absent, the blood group is negative. Okay. This also plays a very important role in blood transfusion. Now what is blood transfusion? In accident or in surgery, if you lose blood, the more blood should be given to the body. Okay. So that is, the blood is transfused to the person. While we are doing like that, we have to see which one will be suitable for. We must see whether which blood group we belong. Okay, as far as possible, that same blood group, if we get, blood can be given. In addition to this, see this AB, blood group AB and blood group O. This blood group O can be given to any blood groups A, B, AB. All these can receive O group blood at the same time. If they have positive, it should be O positive. If they have negative, it should be O negative. Okay. Since this blood group O is given to all these three blood groups, all the four blood groups, it is called universal donor. Universal donor. Then AB, it can receive blood from any groups, from A, from B, from O, okay, from and AB. So it can receive from any type of blood group. So it is called universal recipient. For this also you have to see whether it is AB positive or AB negative. If it is AB positive, blood group A can be given, at the same time A positive it should be. If it is AB negative, blood or A group blood or B group blood can be given, at the same time it is B negative it should be. Okay. So suppose if we give the wrong blood group, blood transfusion, positive and negative if we give, what will happen? The blood clots, the RBCs, they clumps and form the clots that will go and destroy the main parts like heart, brain and all. It leads to death. Okay, so we should be very careful in blood transfusion. So in this diaphoresis, phagocytosis, how blood clots, what are the different blood groups, what is Rh factor, and what we must see in blood transfusion. All these things we have seen. Next we are going to see the tissue fluid and lipid. Now here I want to mention few more things. Serum, plasma devoid of fibrinogen is called serum. Plasma devoid of fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is one of the protein present in plasma. That is called serum. In tissue fluids, we have finished blood. Next, tissue fluid. Some of the plasma and WBC comes out through the capillaries and occupies the space between the tissues, space between the body tissues. So this fluid is called as tissue fluid. And from here only, all the cells are getting the nutrition, oxygen, and they are giving their metabolic waste also to this tissue fluid. Some of the tissue fluid will be reabsorbed by the blood vessels, but most of the tissue fluid enter into another system called lymphatic system, in that lymph vessels. Same like blood vessels, lymph vessels also, the lymphatic system consists of lymph, lymph node, lymphatic organs and lymph vessels. Lymph, it is a liquid state. It contains plasma and WBC, and it is running inside the lymph vessels. Then lymph nodes, all these lymph vessels here and there, they drain their lymph in a notch-like structure called lymph node. Okay, we can see lymph node here. Then all over the body we can see the lymph nodes. And here fresh lymph is produced and then it is sent to the different parts. The next comes the spleen. Spleen is a lymphoid organ. Already we have seen RBC are taken, old RBC are taken to the spleen and they got destroyed. Okay? It is a failure for the RBCs. It is located in just below the stomach and above the left kidney. The main function of spleen is it produces blood cells, it destroys the blood cells, and it acts as a lymphoidal organ. So this lymphatic system is like immune system. It is immune system. It protects our body. In addition to that, it gives the nutrition and it gives oxygen to the cells. Okay, the main function is protection, lymphatic system. So with this, we are finishing body fluid. Next, we will have heart and the blood vessels. Okay, bye.